Okay, so before we started, we will refuge 3 times.
Ya Namo Guru Be Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Guru Be Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Guru Be Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Guru Be Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya. Okay, 3 times. And now today what we do before the teaching, I wanted to just would like to recite compassion Buddha mantra 10,000 times. So we will recite the Om Mani Padme Hum. Sādhaṁ kōli kēvē kēvō tōṁ chēdōṁ kēvā sāmbē sāñjē tōṁ kāngā kāngē tēlā tē chūmbā chērē sēlā chācē lō. Okay, those who have heard this teaching before, Omo Ahum Tang Kao Yi. Omo Ahum Tang Kao Yi. Om from the Chudavi, from Tang Kao Yi, and you imagine that white Om, the blessing of the Buddha's tongue, red A, blessing of the Buddha's speech, Kao, and then the light, then blue Hum from Buddha's Yi, and it's all the white color, red color, and the blue color from the Buddha, Compassion Buddha's heart, and it dissolves into all crown, the tongue, Kao, Yi, and then purify all our negative karma which we created from tongue, Kao, Yi. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay, we Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 So we recited 5 times Mala. We have, I think we have 20 people, so total 10,000. Okay. So now today we will start today's teaching. Today's teaching topic is about power of compassion. Power of compassion. So, in what do you call in Vietnamese compassion? To be, right? To be. So, what do you understand when we say to be? What do you understand? Huh? What do you mean by unconditional love? No. Okay. Buddha said, compassion, Taubi is the only Dharma practice which we have to start. So we normally when we say Taubi or compassion, people always say compassion. But we should, in the mind, we should understand what is the Taubi, what is the compassion, really. So this it's a very important. Buddha said, if you want to practice one Dharma, one Buddha's teaching, this is the only Taubi. Taubi is the one that you can practice. You can forget others, but if you not practice Taubi, you will never become Buddha. And there's one master, Indian great master called Chandakiti. And he said in Sutra, his teaching, he said, if I do the prostration, I don't prostrate for Buddha, Bodhisattva. I don't do. I do prostration to Taubi. Why I do prostration to Taubi and not Buddha? First I prostrate for Taubi, compassion. Why because compassion is the mother, like mother who gives birth to Buddha, Bodhisattva, and all this born from Taubi. If you have a no Taubi, no bodhicitta. no bodhitam. No bodhitam, no enlightenment. Now we should know what is tobi, what is compassion. Compassion is the mind which wish all the sentient being free from suffering. Now you understand what is tobi? Tobi is the mind wish all the sentient being free from suffering. Now, can you say what is the tobi? Tobi is the mind which wish all sentient being free from suffering. How you say in Vietnamese? That is the meaning of tobi. So to cultivate the tobi, we should also focus. We should also know what is the suffering. If you don't understand the suffering and do not think about the suffering, there is no way that tobi we can grow the tobi. Okay, now we have to think about the suffering of all the 6 realms and the suffering of the God realms, suffering of the God realms, and the suffering of a demigod. Okay, we say this. In the samsara, how many different type of realms? Do you know how many realms?
12 realms.
No. 6 realms.
Lục đạo
6
luân hồi,
realms.
6 cõi luân hồi.
God, demigod, humans, animals, hungry ghosts, and hell. Yeah, we say samsara. In samsara, there is a 6 type of samsara. How many types? 6. Very good. If we born, we will born in these 6. Either we born in the God realm, or born in the demigod realm, or human realm, or animal, or theta, or they call this hungry ghost, or hell realms. Now, how many realms? 6. Very good. Do you remember? We born. Many we say, "Oh, I want to go to the Pure Land." It's not easy to born in the Pure Land like that. Pure, you know what it mean by Pure Land? Pure means where there is no affliction, there is no suffering. There is no suffering, no affliction, and then you can go. If you have an affliction, you cannot go to Pure Land. Affliction, what is mean by? Anger, hatred, jealousy. Anger, ignorance, attachment, and hatred. If you have these 3 in your mind, you cannot go there. Okay, so here say, very important. If you want to born in the Pure Land, first you need to generate a tobi. So how should you generate a tobi? How you should meditate on compassion? First you need to think, what is a compassion? What is a compassion? Compassion is the mind to wish all the sentient being free from suffering. Very good. Just think like, it's in our mind. This compassion we have here in the heart. Only thing we do not improve. Let's say everybody have a basic compassion. Like if you have your family, if they get suffering, what do you wish? Wish free them from suffering. This is very basic. We say, if my son is sick, if my wife is sick, my husband is sick, my auntie, uncle, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, if they're suffering, what is the wish? You wish that they're free from those suffering. We have that right. But our tobi that we have right now is very limited. It is not fully developed. Why it is limited? Because it's only cover family and friends
Bạn bè,
and people we like.
những người chúng ta yêu thích.
And the others, if we don't like, we wish to get them free from suffering. No, we wish what we wish. We wish they suffer more. So honestly, if you honestly think you have these 2, you have only think everybody wish everybody free from suffering, or you have that, or you only wish some people free from suffering, and the others you don't like maybe suffer more.
Be that way.
It
It shouldn't be that way, everybody.
what?
It should not be that way, all the suffering.
Yeah. Actually, it shouldn't be like that, but we think like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Uh-huh.
That's why we.
Yeah.
So look here.
I
So
understand.
first is compassion is you should generate it. Think that whoever you think, you should think that you wish them free from suffering. Free from suffering. Now what is suffering we have? Normally when we say suffering, we think about stomach suffering, pain. If you are sick, you wish free from sick. If you have no good business, you think you do good business. If you have those are suffering, a cheap suffering. We think this is a cheap. Now here the main thing here in Buddha, what we have to think, we are in way. We are in samsara. Right? We are in samsara. What is the samsara? So are you think you are in samsara or in heaven?
Mình đang ở cõi ta bà hay là cõi
Huh?
Samsara.
We are in samsara. What do you call in the samsara in Vietnamese?
ta bà, dạ cõi ta bà, cõi ta bà.
Tapa. Tapa. What is it mean by tapa?
Samsara.
Samsara, right?
Yeah.
Tapa is samsara means actually Sanskrit word which means cycle of life. Cycle of life. Samsara is called cycle of life. Cycle.
Chu kỳ luân hồi.
Why cycle? What happens?
Chu kỳ luân hồi của cuộc sống.
You born, you live, and then you die.
And born again.
Yeah, and then born again.
Ah.
Then born again, then live, then die. So all these three, you are in this three stage. You birth, live, and then death. Birth, then rebirth, and then live, and then die. So this is in all these six realms. We repeated this again and again. Do we have a power to free ourselves from this cycle? No. So okay, why is this samsara is in the Sanskrit is called suffering, cycle of life. All these three cycles are suffering. They are pain. Do you feel any pleasure in these three?
Mình đang ở thì dự sẽ
No.
sinh.
How you know? Birth, live, life, and then death. Okay, today learn what is the samsara. Samsara is
The
cycle of life. What is a life? Life of birth, life, and death. Birth, life, live, and death. So this is why we call this suffering, because when we born, we have a suffer. Do you know when a baby born, what the baby do? Cry. What does it mean? Suffer, pain. And then you live. While you living, do you have any pleasure? No. When you're a child, you grow, cry, hungry, cry, and pee, cry, and then and then you grow up. You are struggling to learn new things, and then you have a problem to learn, and then you go to school, and then you go to school bully, and you get slow learning. Sometimes you don't know how to talk, and then so anyway, all life, and then you get big, you get married, divorced, cheated, business failed, then you get sick, and then you get old, and then you cannot see, all your organs can slow down, and then you sick, and then you die, right? So this will repeat again and again and again. Do you want to live in that like that?
No.
And then why you not get out? And then okay, now here the important why Buddha said that Tobi is like seed which gives rise to the enlightenment, because Tobi, if you have a Tobi, if you understand that all this life cycle of life, none of this is a happiness, everything is a suffering. So if this is suffering, I wish that I wanted to become free from this suffering. Now how I can become free from this suffering? first I need to do, you have to generate the wish that you want to free from yourself. That is called renunciation. Because first you understand that this cycle of suffering and life is all suffering. I don't want to born next time like this. So what do you want to do? You want to become enlightened, born in the Pure Land or born and then become a Buddha. So for this first step is you have to strong wish, desire to free yourself from the suffering. Yourself. They're called self-compassion. Self-compassion, and if you wish that free from suffering, that is called renunciation. Renunciation means you want to free from the samsara and to become a Buddha. What is that called? Renunciation. What is called in the renunciation in Vietnamese?
buông thả từ bỏ.
Yeah, okay. So why we born in the samsara? Because we born in the samsara because of our negative karma, right? We created negative karma by anger, hatred, jealousy, pride, and all this negative emotion. We created the karma from Tang Khao Yi. So that's why we born again in samsara. So how we stop? We generated the tobi. So how we can stop many of this negativity when we have a tobi in our heart? So tobi means if you have a compassion, somebody wish them free from suffering. Like let's say if I have a compassion for one person, I wish her to free from suffering. Do I will harm her? I get angry with her? No, because my mind wish her free from suffering. So I don't want her created suffering, right? So because of my tobi, I will not hate her. So tobi will stop. Number one is anger, hatred. If you're really angry, you have to generate the tobi. Tobi means compassion. Compassion for thinking all the suffering of the sentient being, suffering of others, and wish others free from suffering. And if you wish others free from suffering, you will not hate others. Number one, you will not get upset. Let's say if you wish, like you have a compassion, you have a tobi for your son, tobi for your mother. Here when we say tobi, unconditional compassion. Unconditional compassion means normally we differentiate conditional means like say if your son you have compassion. If somebody's son you don't have compassion, right? So here this compassion will wish that free from suffering. Free from suffering, free from suffering. Everybody free from this suffering. Suffering, continuous suffering. So can you imagine? You just think about everybody wish for suffering. Can you angry with everybody? Can you imagine? Does this make sense? Any feeling or no? Yeah, just you think yourself. If you do not generate this to be like this, you will never free from any. You will never free from any karma, negative karma. You keep creating negative karma, because the power of compassion will change all these negative things. You will once you started developing. Now let's say, compassion. Wish everybody is suffering free from suffering, and then you go out and you see the person you don't like, or they wish her suffer. That's not good. You every time you meet whoever, you should think, because they are sentient beings. Everybody want happiness. Everybody want happiness, and then why want you to everybody get free from the suffering? Make sense? And the Buddha said that Tobi will be purified. Tobi is the most powerful mind which purified the most powerful negative karma we created. Like if you think about Tobi 1 minute, it's equal to make an offering for 1 million Buddha. The Sutra said, if you practice Tobi for 1 minute, it is more powerful merits than offering 1 million Buddha. If you offer most delicious food for the 1 million Buddha, how much merit you have? Many merits, right? Countless of merits, right? But Buddha said, if you meditate and think about to be 1 minute, it's more powerful than offer Buddha 1 million Buddha. You offer food, it's more powerful to purify or accumulate the merit. So normally when we don't think, oh, it's not anything. So that to be is very powerful. To be can purify all the negative karma. If you want, like sometimes you have no success, always sick. Whatever you do, there's no success, and then you think, I have no prosperity, no good luck, and then you ask to go to the temple. No, best is to meditate on to be, and you can purify many negative karma. To be can purify most powerful negative karma. We can purify compassion. Compassion will be purified the most powerful negative we create. So it's very important to meditate on to be. Now you say what main basic things you should know, that when you have anger, you meditate on to be. Meditate on compassion. How you should meditate on compassion? First you started meditation compassion for your family. The Buddha said, first you wish, because it's easy, right? You wish your mother free from suffering, wish your wife free from suffering, wish your kids are free from suffering. Then you wish free from suffering from your relatives, okay? Expand relatives. Then you expand for your Vietnamese, okay? We wish Vietnamese all free from suffering. And then you expand to all the people in America, because we are American, so we close to American. We wish all the American free from suffering. Then you feel maybe expand to, we make all the Asians free from suffering, because we are close to Asians, right? And then you expand to, this world is also, we have to free all the sentient beings in the world be free from suffering. You expand. And then you expand to spirit. All the humans, spirit free from the suffering, maybe free from suffering, wish free from suffering. And wish is not like this. Just wish they will suffering. You really feel from the heart. Really, let's say it is okay. If you meditate on to be, more to be, your mind become always peaceful. You know, the people who meditate on the to be's are very peaceful, because they only wish others free from suffering. And then they wish, he's free from suffering, this suffering from. So they are thinking about other people's suffering. Then what happens? Their own suffering becomes smaller and smaller. If I only think about my suffering, toy suffering, me suffering, my suffering, my children, my husband, my family, my relatives. If you think about my, and then what happens? Your mind becomes very miserable, very narrow-minded. And if you have to be, you become a very kind person. If you are a very kind person, you will help everybody. And then everybody likes you, right? Number one, when you have a compassion will always, if you have a compassion, compassionate person always help other people. If it helps other people, it automatically he become a good person. Everybody like him. And if you are good, you have a wife, if you are she's compassion, she never I will never say bad things of his husband, because she have a compassion that her husband and the family not suffer, right? When your wife yelling you, are you suffer or you happy? Huh?
Happy.
Happy, really?
Happy.
Yeah. So you're not happy, right? So when normally we say compassion, practice compassion, like that's what we say Chudavi mantra, right? Compassion Buddha mantra. But actually in our life, we don't practice. So Buddha said, most important, every day, whoever you see, you should wish them free from suffering. You have to cultivate it, that mind. Cultivate it. Oh, this should be free from suffering. This should be free from suffering. Why we have to think this should be suffering? Because they are suffer or going to suffer.
Like the homeless.
Yeah, you can, homeless you may feel suffering, but actually we are suffering. Because we are creating negative karma, sooner or later we're going to suffering. Right now when you say suffering, only you're thinking about the no money, no sick, you are sick and no money, and then you're thinking no house, you're thinking that's suffering. No, we emotionally we suffer, we get angry, we get upset, we get jealousy, we get hatred, we get attached. Those are the suffering, real suffering. And then why they are suffering? Because they are the also cause for our future life. Future we will going to suffer because we are keep suffering emotionally right now. And then these emotions created the negative karma. That negative karma will suffer you more in future. Like if you are angry, you become next life you become very ugly, right? Born as ugly, and also you will be, you will be very lonely also. And in future also, if you kill, you will be dying very soon. You will always sick. So those sufferings are because of consequences negative karma. So everybody right now, even people are keep angry and they have a lot of money, we have no compassion. Actually, we should have a compassion for him. Why? Because he suffer. He going to suffer in future. Right now it looks he have money, but in future he going to suffer. So don't think that over compassion. When you think about compassion, we think about all people. Why should I have compassion for all this? Everything is okay. Everything have money. Everything can pay the bill. Everybody have a house. Everybody have the car. It's not about that. You see, sooner or later, all of we will be get sick, get old, cannot see. And then eventually what we do? We will die. And we dying, you see they suffer or not happy? When you see, imagine that all people going to sick, going to die, imagine they're going to, what they're going through? They suffer. So right now they looks okay. Just we all going to then this will repeat again, right? And then again born, then get old, get sick, and then die, right? So think this, not just because we think everybody okay, right? Economy is okay, everybody have a job, good payments, beautiful house, beautiful car. People think no, there will be no compassion. So compassion, just imagine they get sick when they are young, beautiful. Now getting old, black hair, gray hair, and wrinkle, and then slowly eyes cannot see and back become crooked, bent, and then slowly you cannot hear. Then your teeth all come out. You cannot eat properly. Then slowly you will sick, and then you die. So think this suffering. Think the suffering of this. If you think this suffering, and then automatically you have a compassion. So otherwise, right now, if you think everybody, I look here, I wish you're free from suffering, I wish you're suffering, our mind cannot meditate like this. Maybe even our mind say, why should I wish him free from suffering? She's not suffering. You think like that. Because we think the general suffering of all people. So, okay, if you practice to be, what are the power of the to be and the compassion? Number one, you become a very healthy person. Because you all the time you become happy. Why? Because you don't hate anybody. Number one, if you meditate on the compassion, you will never hate anybody. You will never get upset with anybody. That is the power of compassion. If you have a compassion in your mind, you wish them free from suffering, you never wish them suffer. If you don't have a wish for people suffer, you will never get upset. Number one, your mind, because your mind was always with the compassion, then hatred cannot come there. Let's say, if you have so much compassion for your wife, are you get angry with that wife? When you have compassion. Because compassion and anger are the two opposite mind. So number one, you will become a very peaceful person all the time. You will never get angry. If you have a compassion, you will, number one is you will never get angry. And if you are not angry, you will not create a negative karma which caused by anger. And you know that in the sutra, anger is the most dangerous negative karma, negative mind which created the very powerful negative karma. Number one. You know, because of anger, how many people kill young people shooting guns? In America, they die more people shooting by guns rather than going for wars. We have so many young people die. One day we have to be careful. If you have not practiced and do not teach compassion for your children one day can shoot people.
That's right.
But because of there is no compassion. No compassion, that's why they want to kill other people. If you have compassion, they will never think to suffer other people. Not only person who die is suffer, but their family, their relatives, everybody will get suffer, right? So if you have a compassion, you wish everybody not suffer and then you will shoot. No, you never shoot. Number one, if everybody have a compassion, if in America they will no gun shoot. If you compassion. If you have a compassion in you, number one, you will never fight with your family, fight with your spouse or wife or husband. You will never fight. The third one is if you have a compassion, you have no depression. You know depressions come from stress. Stress comes from worry. Worry comes from fear. Fear comes from anger. All this because you have no compassion. So if you have a compassion, all this will become automatically stopped. If you have a compassion, you don't need to have a religious person also. Even people are not religious person, but if you have compassion, that is you practicing Buddha's teaching. Buddha's teaching is not about reading sutra. It is about generating the compassion mind. Compassion mind will be give rise to bodhidharma. And when you practice compassion, compassion is a wish to free from all the sensation, being free from suffering. And then what is the bodhidharma? Bodhidharma is I want to become Buddha to help all the sentient beings. That mind born from compassion. Yeah. So if you next slide you want to born in the Pure Land, number one condition is you should have a bodhidharma. In that is in the sutra of Amitabha Buddha Sutra said, number one condition is to have a bodhidharma in your mind before you die. In bodhidharma, how you grow? Because if you have to grow bodhidharma by practicing compassion. If you have compassion, what is the compassion? Wish all sentient beings free from suffering. If you have that mind, generated that mind, and then automatically that lead to the bodhidharma. Bodhidharma is I wanted to become Buddha to help all the sentient beings. How can I help? Because right now, can you help the sentient beings? No, I'm the same like everybody else, I'm suffering. Now how can I help them? First I become Buddha, then no, who can help the sentient being? Only Buddha can help the sentient being. How? By Buddha will know, when Buddha become enlightened, he attained the omniscient mind. You know what is omniscient mind? Omniscient mind. Omniscient mind means Buddha knows everything. Everything is mind. Okay, I think you cannot feel the compassion with the understand, with the power of compassion. Okay, I will tell you one thing. Spiritually, if you have a compassion, you can become Buddha. if there is no compassion, you cannot become Buddha. Because compassion is a seed for Buddha. Okay? Compassion is like seed to become Buddha. Compassion. Yeah, number one condition. If you have a compassion, power of compassion will make you become Buddha. The second is if compassion is the most powerful mind which can purify the most powerful negative karma. And the third is if you have a compassion, most of the negative karma can stop. Yeah, stop means like if you say negative karma like anger, hatred, jealousy, all if you have compassion, they will be not happening in your mind. They will not come in your mind if you have a compassion. So, and then if compassion is also the most powerful to accumulate the merit. Compassion also will decide which level you are. Like if you have a compassion, you have a great compassion, you become Bodhisattva. You can become Bodhisattva. We say Arahat and Bodhisattva. What is the difference between the Arahat and Bodhisattva? Because of compassion. Those who have a great compassion, they are Bodhisattva. Those who have only compassion for themselves, they are called Arahat. So these are the benefit of spiritual benefit and spiritual power of the compassion.
Đó là sức mạnh cái phần về tâm linh của cái lòng, của cái lòng từ bi.
Okay, can you tell what are the spiritual benefit of compassion? Number one, compassion is like seed to become Buddha. Very good. Say everybody. Compassion is like seed to become Buddha. Also, compassion is the seed for Bodhisattva. Very good. Compassion is the seed for Bodhisattva. And also, compassion is the most powerful mind to purify most heavy negative karma. There is no other mind which can purify most powerful negative karma. Compassion is the only, Buddha said, I'm not saying, Buddha said, if you practice compassion, compassion is the most powerful mind to purify negative karma. Okay? And the compassion is important at the beginning of path, middle of path, and when you attain the Buddhahood, also it's very important. Why? Because the beginning, you need the seed to grow the Bodhisattva. And if you have no seed, you cannot grow anything, right? Our mind is like the field of Buddha. Okay? Mind is like field of Buddha. So if you want to grow a Buddha in your field, number one, you need a seed. Very good. What is the seed?
Compassion.
Compassion. Tobi is the seed. So if you have no Tobi, nothing can grow. So if you have Tobi in compassion in your mind, Bodhisattva will grow. Bodhicitta can grow. You understand? If you have a Bodhicitta, then you can become Buddha. You become Bodhisattva. So Bodhisattva will practice and help all the sentient beings because he have a Tobi. He have a compassion. So in the middle, he continue practice to become Buddha. Bodhisattvas continue to practice Buddha because he have a compassion. Compassion makes him practice until he become Buddha for Bodhisattvas. That is why the compassion is very powerful in the middle. When he practice the path, every day he practice path because he wanted to help sentient being, because he wanted to become Buddha and help the sentient being. That's why until he become Buddha, because of compassion, he keep practicing all the 10 levels or 5 levels. In the 5 path in Buddhism, we have a 5 path. Say 5 path. 5 path and 10 ground. So when you go to Bodhisattva, go into this 5 path and the 10 ground one by one because of compassion. If he have a Bodhisattva have no compassion, he will not become Bodhisattva. Number one. Second, once he have compassion, he become Bodhisattva, and then he continue. He not stop. He continue because he have compassion. Compassion because he want everybody suffer. Like it said, if your mother, she have 5 children, right? And she have to feed and give education, food, everything, clothes. What did the mother do? Mother walk. If mother have no compassion, what she do? She will throw all the children. Why mother keep the baby?
Give them away.
Why mother keep the baby? Because of compassion.
Compassion.
Mother think that I don't want my children suffer. I don't want my baby suffer. Because over survival, we survive because of the compassion. If like our mother have no compassion, imagine she born and then she throw, right? So even this compassion is with not humans, animals have this compassion. Animal, that's why they protect. Because of the compassion, they can sacrifice. Compassion is so powerful, it can sacrifice your life. You see in the earthquake when in one time in the I think Japan earthquake happens. What mother did? Mother covered the baby, and oh, baby is safe, but mother died. Mother has covered the baby. This because of compassion. So compassion is so powerful that she can sacrifice her own. So like this, Bodhisattvas like mother, they have a compassion to save all the sentient beings. That's why they can continue practice. When you continue practice, why? Because he have a compassion. He cannot let all the sentient beings suffer. That's why, because of compassion, then he continue practicing compassion. That is why compassion is important in the path. And now, after he become Buddha, if he has no compassion, he will rest and he will enjoy. Because he have compassion that he don't want all the sentient beings suffer, that's why he come back and help all the sentient beings. So that's why compassion is important at the beginning to grow the Buddhist chitta, Buddhism, and in the middle he continue practice because he have compassion to help all sentient beings. And then finally, when he attains the Buddhahood, Buddha will never rest. Buddha will come back to, because he have compassion, he come back to help all sentient beings by teaching, helping all, by practicing teaching. Buddha cannot touch your head. Okay, say today you become Buddha. Boom. It's not like that. He teach you what?
Compassion.
Compassion. Buddha first teach to compassion. So if you want to suffer all the lifetime, then you don't practice compassion. If you want to become Buddha soon, you born in the Pure Land, you must practice compassion. Without compassion is nothing. Even you say Namo Ai Tapa, Namo Ai Tapa your whole life, you will never become Buddha. Yeah, let's say if you want to become, no, can you imagine? Okay, if you want to become doctor, if you want to become lawyer, reading the lawyer's book, a lawyer, I want to become lawyer, I want to become doctor, I want to become lawyer. Are you become lawyer or doctor? How you become doctor? Learn, study, and then go to school and they get the degree, right? And otherwise, right now we will say Namo Ai Tapa, Namo Ai Tapa. You thinking that Ai Tapa will bring you, and in your heart you hate that person, you don't like this, you don't like that, you angry with this person, you angry with this, you say bad things about this and angry. Namo Ai Tapa, Namo Ai Tapa, Namo Ai Tapa. No change. And then how you become Buddha? No. Compassion. Every day, today you say 10 times Namo Ai Tapa, you become better. No, less hate, less anger, less jealousy, less attachment. Then what happened? The Toby become grow. Compassion become grow and bigger and bigger. Compassion grow, all the negative karma will purify. Otherwise, you get angry, you die. Where you born? You born animal. You become hungry ghost. You born in hell. Then how you become Buddha? So I will tell you the story. How powerful the compassion. Because a long time in India, there is one great master. He wanted to see the Buddha Mitya. He want to see direct Buddha Mitya, Mitya Buddha, future Buddha. And then he go to the. Do you know that story?
Coi câu hỏi mọi người có biết câu chuyện đó chưa?
And he meditated 12 years in the cave. So first he go there, and in the cave in the mountain, he meditate. He meditated for 3 years to see the Buddha. Mitya Buddha. And then he didn't see any Buddha. He was very sad. He come out, and then what he see? He see the water. One water drop come from the ceiling of the cave and hit on the rock, and he see the rock getting bent. Rock get a hole, and then he's these water drops can make a hole in the rocks. I need to practice more. And then he go back to the cave and he meditate and purify, meditate. Another he meditated. Basically, when meditation means is purify his karma to see the Buddha directly, future Buddha. So he made it purify. He purified for another 3 years. And now how many years? 6 years. He didn't see. Then he come back. He very sad. And then he very sad. And in the entrance of the cave, he looked in, and then there's a bird flying. Birds flying in and out, and his wings touch the rock, and they make a rock. This rock get clean and bent. Oh, he said, oh, maybe the bird can even hit the rocks and they make a shape. It take long time. My purification made not enough. I need to go back. And then he had meditated another 3 years. How many years? 9 years. And then he purified, meditate, but he don't see the Buddha, nothing. Then he very sad. And then he come out and go out. And then he get really get upset. He was very sad. He come out, and then he almost go to the village, and then there is one old man. He bring the metal like this thick, and he just rubbing with the rock, and then he asked, "What are you doing?" "I want to make a needle, you know, to sew the clothes. What do you call it in Vietnamese? Kim. He want to make a kim from this. He's like that, and then that monk thought, oh my gosh, he have so much more power to make a needle from this big. It's how long it take to maybe my effort is not enough. So he go back to the cave and meditate another 3 years. But he didn't see. And then he totally give up. So he very sad, he give up, and then he walking in the village. And then suddenly he saw there's a dog. Dog is laying down there, and the dog get hurt in his hip. The dog mother laying down, and this hip has get eaten by the worm. Inside the, what do you say? Inside the sore, they have a small insect. He wish that he want help. So he think, if I take this small, what do you call it? The worm, the white worm. When you have a meat, in the meat they have a white worm. Then the dog has that. Yeah. If we take this out, this worm will die, right? They survive with the meat. And now, if we take with the hand, they are very delicate. They will die. If he do not take them out, dog will die. So he think that he cannot use the hand. He will use the tongue to take the worms, and maybe he say cut his meat and put there to save both. I have a strong compassion, and then he try to pick the dog's leg, and then he touch hand, he cannot touch, and then he touch on the ground. The compassion, and chicken, there is no dog, and then he looked and he saw the Buddha, the future Buddha. And then, oh, he was oh, I practiced to see you for 12 years. You not seeing, you not appear. What happened? So you have a very heavy negative karma. I am the first day when you go to the cave, I'm there. But you are not purified karma, you cannot see me. So today you have a compassion, which is very powerful. You purify many negative karma, that's why you will see me. And they say, if you do not believe, how can I know? If you do not believe me, you will take me in your back and go in the village and can show, can anybody see me? And then monk take the Buddha in the back and he go around in the village. Nobody sees. But only one old woman, she have a very good karma. She purify, she practice compassion. She purify, and she see that monk is carry a dog in his back. Oh, monk is carry a dog in the back. Only that the old lady can see the Buddha in dog form. Nobody sees. Then the monk say, you see, now because of you practice compassion, you can purify and see me. So he meditate and say Namo Ayita for 12 years in the cave. He cannot see Buddha. He cannot purify. 1 minute he do the he have a compassion. He purify and see the Buddha. That's why we all doing this Namo Ayita for, Namo Ayita for, and no change in the mind, no compassion, never think compassion. We will go out, oh, I don't like that person, I don't like this person, I don't like person, angry, jealous, like that, no compassion. So if you have a compassion, you meditate on compassion, grow the compassion, you will be automatically, when you die, you will be die with peaceful, no fear. You will not suffer that much. You will not sick even. Because why you get sick? Because of your karma. And then if you purify with the compassion, you will not sick even. Even your children will not take care of you. Because of your compassion, you have a power, energy, that somebody will take care of you. And if you want to be successful, if you have a compassion, compassion will purify and a lot of brings energy, good luck, and prosperity, because you have a merit, very powerful merit. Then success automatically comes, prosperity automatically comes. You see why some people do not much work, they always good eat good food, and they always easy money back, they are calm, peaceful. Why? Because they have a good merit. Merit comes from compassion in past life. Some people work, not enough to pay the bill. And then you run the business, the restaurant, no success. Open the shop, no success. Do this, no success. Children are not listening to you. This is not happening. Husband divorce. Oh, you have this problem, that problem. Why? Because many negative karma. If you have if there's karma, you don't need to depress and sad. Practice compassion. Compassion will purify everything. Then you become, every day you become happier. Even you have compassion, if your husband die, children's not good, you will become very happy. You become a Buddha. Because they have their own karma. You cannot fix everybody's karma. Can you fix everybody's karma? No. You wasting your energy, worry about them, no compassion. Then everybody go down. You understand? So if you have compassion, you can help, become Buddha and help everybody. Anyway, everybody is your mother, your father, one lifetime, your husband, your grandparents. You understand? You should practice compassion tomorrow onwards. How to practice compassion is not difficult. You generated, you wish, you think that, oh, I don't want to suffer, all the sentient beings not suffer. I wish them they free from suffering. I wish them free from suffering. If you see somebody is having a good time, don't get jealous. Or may they have never separate from this good time. If they have having a happiness, oh, I wish them their happiness continue. those are all sentient beings. If you get angry, the person that you don't like, you should wish them, oh, may he will be happiness, may he will free from the suffering. Oh, that you should, and then you think about the suffering. More you think about suffering, more you wish them free from suffering. That means more your compassion grows. More your compassion grows, more you purify. More you purify. More you think about compassion about other people, you will never get angry. If you never get angry, you will never create a negative karma. Number one, this thing. If you have a compassion for all the sentient beings, you never get jealousy. You have somebody have wished that he have all the good life, and you jealous them? No, this never happen. Jealousy never happen. And if you have a wish to free from suffering, you also not attached. Attachment is because selfish. Mine, toy. Because of mine, then attachment comes. And if you have compassion, you will never attach. And then, when you start practicing compassion, you will die very peacefully. Buddha will become to bless you. And when you say the mantra Amitabha, it becomes very powerful if you practice the compassion. Okay? So please practice the compassion. Okay? Yeah, so I will stop here. And then if you have any questions, you ask me. You can ask me. But in the mind, do we really know Bodhidharma and Tobi? No. It's in the here. We only hear the words Bodhidharma, Tobi. We already talked about it today, the book Tobi, compassion. What is the compassion? Compassion is the mind which every sentient being, all sentient being, free from suffering. You keep thinking this, keep thinking. Then you don't differentiate. You think all the sentient being wish them, think about their suffering. Think about their suffering, okay? And then if you think about their suffering, then automatically you wish them to free from suffering. Let's say if somebody really gets sick, and what you have automatically comes. You compassion. What you want, you wish that she or he will free from this suffering, right? That's how you can feel. Like that, you have to think about the suffering of all the sentient beings. The suffering I told you, and humans, you can. If you cannot think about the God and demigod, the spirit, think about the animal. You see, animals store. They beat, they kill. We eat them, and they cannot say, they cannot go to court to save them. We kill them, and we eat them. And like animal have so many suffering. They cannot talk. They cannot go to court. Like we can torture them. Many. Like human beings, we have a suffering of birth, aging, sickness, and death. So everybody think about that. And then if you think about the suffering, automatically what you have a feeling, wish to free from this suffering. And keep thinking, and then practice this. Hey, when we have the compassion practice, you first thinking about the suffering of all sentient beings, then automatically think that this is going to suffer, this really like suffering like this, and then you really terrify, you wish them free from that suffering, and that is the practice of compassion, and then that will be good, not from the just imagination, and one day it will really grow. Automatically you cry when people suffer. Automatically it comes. Like that kind of, they become Buddha, and then everybody free from the suffering. So who can help? Buddha can help. Therefore, I want to first become Buddha, and then I will help all sentient beings, because only the Buddha can free from suffering. How? Buddha know exactly everybody's mind, how to teach them. Without teaching them, they cannot free them. I cannot free them. Even the Buddha cannot free them by blessing. How Buddha free them? Buddha will teach, and they will practice. They follow the path, and then they become Bodhisattva, and then they become Buddha. So everybody free from to free all the sentient beings suffering. I mean all the sentient beings free from suffering, they all have to become Buddha. How? They all have to follow the path. How to follow the path? Because they need to learn. And then to learn, who can teach? Buddha can teach. Exactly what to, how to. Right now, I want to try to teach, but nobody, not much interest. He says something in the sky, like that. If I'm Buddha, okay, I'm teaching. Like Buddha first time teach five disciples. Buddha said just one word, everybody understand, and they become Bodhisattva and they become Arahat. You understand? So Bodhitam is mind wanted to become Buddha to have all sentient beings. If you have that mind, you become Bodhisattva immediately. And that is become more powerful than compassion. To be. Because to be only wish. But the bodhicitta is action. Oh, I meditate. Oh, I say Namo Aitapa. Oh, I want to become Buddha to purify, so I Namo Aitapa. Because I don't want to wish all the suffer, so I want to become first Buddha. That's why I have to purify my karma and to become Buddha. And that's the Namo Aitapa, Namo Aitapa, Namo Aitapa, Namo Aitapa, thinking like that. So if you don't know, you just say Namo Aitapa, Namo Aitapa. No purification. This is just like, even if you play a tape recorder, they will play whole day. Namo Aitapa, Namo. Do they know what is they saying? No. They don't know anything. So we become like that. I'm saying they have some benefit because of the power of the mantra, but we are not purifying, we are no improvement, nothing. Buddhism, I wish that all free, not suffer. I don't want to suffer this, I don't want to suffer this, I don't want to suffer him, I want to suffer them. What I can do, I want to first become Buddha and then have all sentient beings. To become Buddha, what I need to do, I have to purify myself first and to become Buddha. That's why I want to practice Amitabha Buddha. Practice Amitabha Buddha and cultivate the bodhicitta. And when I put it bodhicitta, I can go level first one, then second one, third one, fourth one. Because more you purify, more you become go higher and higher. So right now we should have that mind that I want to become Buddha. You have to generate. I want to become Buddha. Why? Because I don't want everybody to suffer. We have that mind. You should. Right now, oh no, I want to. It might be Buddha is very boring. I want to come back and have a beautiful born as a beautiful woman. I want to get married. I want children. If you think like that, no bodhicitta. You understand?
Good wife, but no bodhicitta. Beautiful wife, but no bodhicitta.
No bodhicitta. And then why dumb you? You get depressed, and then you will kill yourself. Then you suffer. Okay. And anyway, yeah. So you understand what is the bodhitam? Bodhitam is the mind wanted to become Buddha to help all sentient beings. Because you don't think I want to become Buddha because I don't want to suffer. Not that. I don't want all the sentient beings. I don't want to suffer all the sentient beings. And then help them. How can I help them? To become Buddha. Because only Buddha can help. That's why first myself become Buddha. It's like this. If you don't imagine, put yourself. If you're in the Vietnam, no money, nothing, say, first I want to go to America and make money and then bring all my relatives, my children to America. Like that. So I want to become Buddha to help all my sentient beings from this suffering, samsara, to enlightenment. How wonderful. Make sense? So if you don't understand, think about this, because we all come from Vietnam, right? So Vietnam, we were war and the communists, we poor, and so we had a lot of problems. So we come to escape to America. And then we first we go one, and then we bring all the family here. We have a better life here. Why? Because this is a better life. But first you go and then try to bring all the good. If you don't go, you cannot bring everybody, right? First you go and then you have money, you know how to make paper, and then you can bring it one by one and there. Like this, first you become Buddha, And then when you become Buddha, you know how to teach, then teach everybody, and then they practice, and then they themselves become Buddha. And that mind is called bodhicitta. Where this come from? Because this come from compassion. Compassion what? Because then compassion will know that all such feel suffering. I wish they're not suffer. I wish they're free from suffering. That is the seed. There you grow. I don't want to suffer them. I want to free them from suffering. So how can I? I'm going to become Buddha to free them from suffering. That's how the bodhitam grow from bodhicitta. So all the Buddha born from compassion. Compassion is the seed where all the Buddhas born. So if you want to become Buddha, practice. If you want to become Buddha, practice compassion first. All Buddha said, if you do not practice Buddhist compassion, there is no way you purify. There is no way that you become enlightened. So you must. If you in next life, if you become born in a very good place, if you have a practice compassion, you will never born in the low realm, because it's purify all the negative karma that have accumulated for the to born in the next life. Born in the low realm. Like you don't want to born in hell. You don't want to born in the animal. You don't born in the hungry ghost. So for this, you have to practice compassion. Okay, make sense? Yes. Okay. Compassion is just think about the suffering of all the sentient beings, suffering of everybody. If you think about the people suffering from sickness, people suffering from dying, this is come from where? Why people get sick, people get died, people get divorced, people get all these problems. Why? Because of the negative karma. Where the negative karma created? Because of ignorance. So you think that everybody has a negative karma and ignorance. Ignorance and negative karma makes people suffer. So we think about the suffering of sentient beings, and then you says, I wish that they free from all the suffering. Yeah, especially I don't want to all sentient beings get sick, old, and die. Especially and then how should I let them free from suffering? So you wish them all free from suffering, because why they get old, why get they sick, why they get die? Because of the negative karma and the negative karma. Where the negative karma comes, negative karma created from ignorance. So ignorance is the root which created negative karma to suffer all sentient beings, which was held by karma. Karma was held by other negative emotions like hatred, anger, jealousy. They attachment. They will be helping the negative karma to suffer all sentient beings. So that's why as long as the sentient beings have a negative karma, they continue suffer. So I wish all the sentient beings free from negative karma and the ignorance, so that they can slowly become Buddha. I wish. So you think about meditate. First you think about the suffering of all sentient beings, individual sufferings, and you wish them free from suffering. And you think about the suffering of the humans, suffering of the animals. First, to understand other people's suffering, also you have to think about your suffering. If you understand your suffering, then it's easy to reflect suffering of other people. Then automatically you have a strong feeling that strong compassion. What is the compassion? Compassion is the mind understanding other people's suffering and then wish to free them from suffering. Very good. What is the compassion? Compassion is the mind which understands other people's suffering and you wish them free from suffering. So to understand other people's suffering, you should feel your suffering. When you have pain, you feel and if you say you have a head pain, and somebody say I have headache, you immediately know what other people's headache is, how much is pain. That's why you have to understand, imagine that suffering. suffering of all the other sentient beings. Okay. Then your mind become automatically, if you think about the people suffering from others and the compassion for them, it will bring a lot of peace in your mind. Automatically it will peace of mind. It will purify many negative karmas. Eventually you will become happier and happier. More you think about the suffering of other sentient beings and wish them free from suffering, more your mantra become powerful, more your purification become powerful, more you will be healthy, more you will be joyful, less you will get angry, less you will get hatred, less you have a jealousy. And all these are the, if you have a less, you will create a less negative karma. If you create a less negative karma, you will suffer less. And then eventually you slowly remove this hatred, anger, and you put your mind more with the compassion, more wish that all sentient beings free from suffering. And this you keep every day, you keep thinking, every day thinking. After 1 week, you will see completely different person. Your perception will be changed. Where you look at other people, where you think about other people will completely change. Even your sleep become very peaceful, and you have full of joy. Your stress will be go down. And this, when you think like this is meditation. The meditation is not just close your mind and think nothing. It's not meditation. Meditation is mind thinking again and again, and make this grow the quality of the mind. Quality of the mind here is a compassion. Then automatically compassion started growing. And then your mind shouldn't be judgmental, like, oh, this is the black people, this is white people, this Asian, so I only wish the Asians free from suffering. You don't differentiate. Nobody is different. Everybody have a different, it's like physical form is like clothes. But inside, all we are same mind, wish free from suffering. Everybody want happiness. For this reason, everybody have a right to become happy. Then you also wish them free, wish them happy, free from suffering.
Master, so what do I do if the karma from the past come back to me?
No, that's why if you have a compassion, this will purify your past karma, which coming back. Let's say if you have a karma not successful, you suffer. If you think about compassion, automatically your karma will become lessen and lessen and lessen. And if you have not purified by meditating on compassion, what happens? You get more angry, more stressed, and then the karma become more bigger and bigger. Okay? Make sense? You have some feeling? So please practice the compassion, okay? I dedicated that you will be understand compassion more and more. Think more, you will understand more. Okay, come on, thank you. Okay.